Welcome back, everyone. Left from Zero here, finally bringing you coverage from the Trick or Treat Friendly from the end of October. This was a ghost only tournament, and I was kind of misled where I thought I had to have Gorgeist on my team, but no, you had to have it in every single battle. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. It wasn't really part of my strategy, but fortunately, I built a very good Gorgeist for this tournament, for the purposes of this tournament. And I started off with using one specific set of Pokemon, and then I kind of evolved throughout the tournament and changed up my team to do better. So in this situation, Gengar was obvious choice for my team with a Focus Sash. That way, in that situation, the Chandelure was scarfed, and I was able to survive the hit and then come back with a KO. Being the scarf was being held, there was no Focus Sash on that end. And then Mega Bayonet was obviously also a very big Pokemon used in the tournament. I had one on my team as well. I opted for that as my Mega instead of Gengar because I think Gengar with a Focus Sash is a lot more deadly than a Gengar that's a Mega. So the Bayonet's going to burn me, I guess, just to guarantee I get a KO with its priority, with its prankster ability. So I do get the KO on it, but then the burn's going to take me out. But fortunately, Gengar did a lot of work and took care of two of the three Pokemon on my opponent's side. And now my own Bayonet's going to come out, and now it can be pretty easy time here because no matter what happens, I can always just Destiny Bond and win the battle. So I'm going to maybe evolve and see what the opponents could do. And a big thing that a lot of people did with their Gourgeist was use Phantom Force, which I'm just going to use Knockoff. I'm still faster, so that's going to take off a healthy amount of damage down to about maybe 40% health. And was holding a Rocky Helmet, which that was an item that came with the Gourgeist that was given out by Pokemon. Every Gourgeist that was given out had a Rocky Helmet attached. So some people, I guess, used the same one that they got, which didn't make any sense. So go for a Shadow Sneak here, get some more damage, but it's not going to do a lot. And here comes the Phantom Force. So the very first battle I played, I lost the first battle, and one of the things I did in that first battle was I wasn't really aware of this, but you can't protect with Phantom Force. Phantom Force ignores protect and fights through protect. So I took this to advantage and thought, you know what, I have Prankster Destiny Bond, so if anyone tries to use Phantom Force, they're going to pay for it. So this is the first time that actually worked to my advantage, where I still have one Pokemon left, so I win that battle. So that was just the first one, and I'm going to show all the videos, all the vid battles from all 3 days. I missed one battle from the second day. I either forgot to save or the opponent disconnected in a way where I wasn't able to save the battle, but I'm going to have all my wins here for you. So this is the second battle. Again, I'm faster than Trevenant, so I'm going to easily get the Shadow Ball off, but it survives. It's surprisingly, I mean, Trevenant's a pretty tanky Pokemon, but I thought that would have finished the job. But now Trevenant gets a Will-O-Wisp off, unless it was built tanky on purpose. So that's going to break my Focus Sash right there, so that was a good move on my opponent's part. Now the next move will definitely finish off Gengar, because it's frail as hell. Now comes Gourgeist, so use Shadow Ball on the Gourgeist, and it's not necessarily going to take it out. It took it out. Okay. There's some Gourgeist in the tournament where a Shadow Ball wasn't enough, where the opponent would build it specifically for special defense, knowing that Shadow Ball is the most popular move used in the whole tournament. So that came to my advantage there. Here's a Mega Gengar, which was used somewhat, but it wasn't used as much as Mega Bayonet the whole tournament, I noticed. But I still am faster, because I built mine as a timid, so it would go really fast, and that was easy right there. Just take out the Mega Gengar. Again, that's proving why I think regular Gengar is stronger in this tournament than Mega Gengar, because of that ability to hold a Focus Sash and know that your opponent can't withstand more than one hit. So that was really helpful. And then I'm still faster than Trevenant, and there's no way it's going to survive this one. So that was a lot easier than the first one. I mean, some of the battles were pretty easy, and again, this was the first day. And if you watch my other videos covering tournaments, you know I've always said that the first day is always the easiest day, and then the second, third days get harder, because the first day you're playing with a bunch of schmucks that's starting off at 1500, and you're a fellow schmuck that's at 1500, so it's a lot easier. And then once the first day is over, usually I'm around 1600 ranking, or rating rather, so it gets a lot harder the second day, because then you're playing against a lot of people that are around that level. Um, so now I'm against the Aegislash, so I was holding weakness policy after I got the Shadow Ball off. I knew it wasn't going to KO because of that shield form. Now it goes into blade form, the Shadow Claw. It's moving down to my Focus Sash. And I'm really kicking myself because I think I could have won quite a few more battles if I had Sucker Punch on my Gengar. Because a lot of times you'll notice throughout this whole tournament, I lose my Gengar because I don't have priority. And the opponent gets a free KO. So pay attention to that throughout the battles here, as it does happen quite often. And then another reason I brought Gengar obviously was because it's probably the best choice for the whole tournament, but also it has access to Dazzling Gleam, which is the only way to get super effective damage on Sableye and Spiritomb, which are both dual typing of Ghost and Dark. So Ghost type moves aren't super. There are only 2 Pokemon in the whole tournament that aren't able to be superly affected against Ghost attacks. And the only way you can get super effective damage on them is via Fairy. Prior to Gen 6, they were the only 2 Pokemon that had no weaknesses at all. So people would play around with shenanigans, such as having hacking one with Wonder Guard on it, where it made it invincible because there's no way to damage it at all. But now Fairy typing is super effective. So Gengar was the only Pokemon that was able to have a Fairy type move, where it was very similar to like with the Fairy type tournament that happened, I think, the month before, where everyone was using Mawile because it has the only Pokemon that had access to Iron Head or Iron type or Steel type move, which was super effective against the other fairies. So it was pretty much just put Mawile in and kill everything. That was the theme of the last tournament. So this one's pretty much the same as just Shadow Ball everything, but you got to use some skill. Like with this again, same outcome. With the Gourgeist trying to be smart and using Phantom Force, and then I use my Destiny Bond. It happened quite often, especially the first day. But now it's my first time I get to use my Gourgeist. I've gotten to the point where I have to use the Gourgeist now. So again, super effective against me, but I get the Will-O-Wisp off, which is really going to neuter this obviously physical Aegislash. And now it's going to be time to put it to bed. I'm going to stall it out, protect, and like I said, I had pretty smart set with this, where I had my Leech Seed, my Will-O-Wisp, my Protect, and my Shadow Sneak. So that way I got some form of attack and a form of getting health back with the Leech Seed, a form of neutering physical attackers. So it was actually pretty good Gourgeist. So the fact that I had to use it every single battle wasn't really that big of a deal at all. So here's the next battle, and Ivan Anoigian. So this one looks like it's a long one. It looks like 13 turns. So it's a Spiritomb, and I have a Spiritomb on my team, and I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't use it earlier, because I have a really sick moveset on my Spiritomb. It really, once I started using it, the end of the second day, and for the whole third day, I really kicked ass with it, and I'm really kicking myself that I didn't start using it at the beginning of the battle. But basically, as you can see, like you need Dazzling Gleam to damage it at all. Shadow Ball doesn't do the trick. Spiritomb has access to Dark Pulse, which is still super effective against Ghost types, so it's really dangerous. But mine also had Calm Mind, Sleep Talk, and Rest, where basically I would just calm mind my stats up, knowing that most of the Pokemon in the tournament are going to be using special attacks on me to get my defenses up to where I wasn't getting any damage taken on me at all, and then I could just rest up to get my health back, and then I could Sleep Talk to try to get the Dark Pulse off, or even just power up myself some more while I'm resting. And it was actually very deadly, and very few people were able to beat me in the tournament once I started using the Spiritomb. So I got rid of that Spiritomb, fortunately, And now I'm at the Goregeist, which I'm seeing it's probably going to just do a Phantom Force, but it's going to go for Will-O-Wisp, which was smart on their part because they know that I'm a physical attacker, and that would really hurt my chances of getting any damage off. And then it's going to try to stall me out like I did the last opponent, stall it out. Let me get my... And it protects itself from the knockoff, which I just want to try to knock off its item. And go for the Shadow Sneak, which is going to do shit damage with the burn. And it's obviously going to still survive. And here comes the Phantom Force, which I don't know why everyone kept on doing that. It was very obvious. I mean, I guess they weren't looking, they don't know that Bayonet has prankster ability, or they're just stupid. I don't know. But here comes the Destiny Bond, here comes the Phantom Force, here comes the, oh shit, I used Phantom Force and he has prankster. Oh, idiot. And down goes the Goregeist with it. So, like I said, it happened very, very often. It just it boggled my mind how that could keep on happening. And here goes Dusknoir, which I didn't see too many of them in the tournament. It was actually a very interesting choice. Another possible physical attacker. So now I can just do my stall tactics to get it taken care of. So I'm going to seed it. And it's going to try to use Payback, which is going to do super effective, but it's only going to do about 40% damage. So now the games begin. I'm going to slowly take away this Dusknoir's health to nothing. And I'm going to protect so I can get more health back. Then I'm going to go for a burn, I believe. And get the... So I can get some burn damage and some leech seed damage all in one shot. So here comes the Will-O-Wisp, and mine actually hits. His went right to my protect. So now he's burned, he's neutered, he can't use any physical attacks. And he finally does burn me, but that's not really going to help because I'm still getting back health that's equivalent to the amount that I would get back from the leech seed off of the burn. So it's pretty much an even trade-off. So he's very slowly going to go burning to hell. Awesome. So there's really nothing he can do now. I mean, I have Shadow Sneak in my back pocket, but I'm also burned, so I know I can't really use that. I got to rely mainly on stalling out in order to win this battle. I know he also can't do anything against me to combat it because I'm basically just going up and down with my health. And I know that any attack he puts on me isn't really going to do a super amount of damage. But I'm going to try to go for a Shadow Sneak anyway because there's nothing else I can really do but just try to take out as much health as possible. But now here comes a Shadow Ball. So it's a special attacker, so that kind of surprised me a little bit. And brought me down to 56 health, but luckily, he had Shell Bell, which is a very strange item to have. But this turn I should end with a victory, because the Leech Seed and the burn damage will finish it off. There we go. Bye-bye, Dusknoir. See you later. And that ended that battle. And now I gotta see how many, as I've lost count, how many of these battles I've shown you guys so far. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So next one we have is Carmen. Like I said, the first day I went 8-2, so this is the 5th battle of the day. This one seems a little quicker, only 6 turns. Another Aegislash. And I usually always start with Gengar. That was like my safe lead. I don't know why I used Thunderbolt there. I'm thinking maybe I used Thunderbolt to try to avoid a weakness policy being propped, but now I see it has leftovers, so I know I can safely go for a Shadow Ball. But again, I have no idea why I would. That might be the only way I can defend myself and say I went for Thunderbolt, because I was trying to avoid any type of weakness policy being propped. But now he's pretty much screwed now, because now I'm going to get, even if he Shadow Sneaks me and brings me to my Focus Sash, I'm still going to have my Focus Sash, so I'm still going to get an attack off, and I'm still going to finish this motherfucker off. So now, Focus Sash, Shadow Ball, gone. All that set up for nothing. What a shame. What a shame. See, you would think people would know that Focus Sash would be on Gengar, because I mean, it's obviously you're either going to be a Mega Gengar or you're going to be a Focus Sash Gengar. I mean, Specs Gengar is out there, but I mean, then you're only going to be able to survive one hit. At least with the Focus Sash, you can survive 2 hits. But then there's another example. If I had Sucker Punch, I could have gone first because Gengar is the fastest ghost, I believe, in the whole tournament. So I would have been able to go first in every situation like that. I would have not necessarily KO'd, but I at least would have gotten some damage, had super effective damage off. So here comes my Mega Bayonet. I'm gonna do the knockoff. Whoa! That must have been a crit. That wasn't a crit. That wasn't a crit. Yes, that Gourgeist just wasn't very defensively built, so that was an easy KO. Where most of the times the knockoff, I guess most of the opponents I faced would be smart about it and build up in defense, and that one I guess just built all in attack because that Shadow Sneak did quite a bit of damage, but my knockoff really kicked its ass. And now I know that I can just safely do a Destiny Bond because I have our Pokemon in the back, and the Shadow Ball is easily going to KO me, so that's going to be GG. That's the joy of Bayonet. You can use your power and attack to take out one opponent, and then you can easily just use your Prankster Destiny Bond to take care of a second. So that's a perfect example of that. Where are we now? So this is battle number 6 of the day. This is Dracman. Pretty cool name for the tournament, Dracman, like Dracula man. Another Dusknoir open. I shouldn't say another Dusknoir open, that's just a Dusknoir that I rarely saw it as an opener. It's kind of a silly choice for an opener if you ask me, because it can be good for like Trick Room, but that's about it. And there we go, critical hit. That could have mattered though, because I know that Dusknoir is pretty bulky. Because I've run Dusclops before, so Dusknoir it's actually pretty bulky as well, but that crit probably helped me there. Dark Pulse, my opponent's Gengar. So it must be a speed tie because mine's fully invested in speed. And they have Focus Sash as well. And now it's going to see, yep, and I actually won the speed tie that time. So we must have had the same exact speed. So my opponent went first the first turn, and then I went first the second one. So now we're against the Gourgeist. Shiny Gourgeist. It's going to frisk my Focus Sash, which is kind of useless now. And it's going to fish me off because, again, I didn't have Sucker Punch. I'm going to Sucker Punch myself in the face just because I mean, in the end, when you see like how many like battles I actually won and versus how many I lost, I mean, the fact that I could have easily won probably most of the battles that I lost. I would think at least the 2 that I lost the first day, and probably at least the first 3 that I lost on the second day if I made a smart choice and actually, 1, used my Spiritomb from the beginning, and 2, you had Sucker Punch on my Gengar. So it's little things like it's too little too late, oh well, I forgot to do it, but anyway. So Seed Bomb, which is actually very strong, it took me out. But it was very good, a good move on the Gourgeist because it was actually very powerful. But now I have my own Gourgeist, so I don't think there's anything it can do. I mean, it's going to be faster than mine, so it's going to get a Shadow Sneak off. So unless it's a crit, yeah. Even if it was a crit, I don't think it was going to do enough. And here comes my Shadow Sneak, and it's going to finish off the match. So overall, I mean, the first battle I lost, I think I was like, I won like, like 6 in a row before I lost one or something like that. So I was very happy with the way I kind of finished off the day there. This one's, I believe, number 7. It's Joey. This one's a quick one, only 4 turns. That's why some of them were quick. Some of them were like, you could tell the opponent was like not as prepared, or you could tell the ones that were more prepared, like depending on how long the battles took. And here comes the Shadow Ball. And there goes a KO. Some of them were that easy where it's just like Shadow Ball, Shadow Ball, Shadow Ball, and then the match was over. And this one, I think I was even caring if there was a weakness policy because I knew I had my focus sash. So even if there was a weakness policy, it wasn't really going to matter. And here comes the attempt to KO me. It's bringing my focus sash. Yep, focus sash. Even one Shadow Sneak from Aegislash probably would bring me to focus sash because Gengar is weak defensively as shit, but powerful as hell. That's the trade-off. It's weak as shit defensively, but it's strong as hell offensively. Now comes Golurk, which I didn't see a lot of Golurks, but Golurk's actually a very cool Pokemon. A very good physical attacker. It has the no guard ability, so it's always going to hit you with whatever move it hits with, but it's always going to get hit with any move against it. That's the trade-off. And I think I have one more here. Gelald. Let me just make sure. I don't want to screw this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So this is the last battle from the first day. And I was doing these at like 2 in the morning too, so I was surprised because usually, like when I play really late at night, so all the Japanese players were out and they're obviously really good and they kick my ass. But there's quite a few Americans on, so I seem to do a lot better against American players. Well, the ones that play. I'm sure the American players that play in tournaments will kick my ass, but most of the American players that play on Battle Spot, I'm really good against. Maybe that's why I'm like currently, I think, like 10th or 11th place in the United States Battle Spot. But anyway, so Jellicent was a very interesting choice. I got my Shadow Ball disabled, so I was able to use my Thunderbolt as my backup against Jellicent being a water type. And now comes Dusknoir again, but now I'm kind of screwed because my Shadow Ball is still taken away. So I'm going to switch out because I know I can't use Shadow Ball, and without Shadow Ball, Gengar's kind of pointless in this tournament unless you have the Dark Pulse like the other one did. And it's going to use a Shadow Sneak on me, which is going to do shit. But then it actually was very educational for me because I knew how much a Shadow Sneak would do to a Gourgeist, so it gave me an option of possibly switching out, and then I get Freeze Hacks, wonderful, of possibly switching out Gengar to avoid an instant death with Shadow Sneak to then bring it back in later. But I then later found out that basically every Pokemon that was brought out for my opponent had some sort of priority for the most part, and now I'm just going to be totally frozen and they totally totally destroyed from that Freeze Hacks. But it happens to me, happens to my opponents, and it's all cool. And out comes my Chandelure, which is like probably one of the only battles I ever used my Chandelure, because I had it as a choice scarf on it, so I was going to go faster, and actually played to my advantage here a little bit, but I'm lucky I didn't faint to the priority Shadow Sneak. Now comes the opponent's Gourgeist, which again is probably going to have Shadow Sneak, but I guess not, so I got my Shadow Ball off, so I guess it doesn't have Shadow Sneak, or didn't decide not to use Shadow Sneak for some reason. But Chandelure is even more powerful than Gengar. It's just I don't know why, but okay, very good. So there's the first day. Again, it was 8 wins, 2 losses. We'll record day 2 next. Stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe.